Hello everybody, this is Miss Ingram. This is my second video to say hello to you all while we are all at home, still missing everybody. I thought I would start by sharing with you what I have been doing this week. So I've still been carrying on with my colouring. This week it's a flower themed picture and I really enjoyed thinking about the different colours for my flowers. Have you been undertaking any colouring while you are at home? I'm sure you have. It's a great activity to do. I've also been going for some walks. I walked along the canal recently and saw some little ducklings, which was great on the water. I have also been carrying on with my online Zumba classes and I even had to go at a bit of baking over the weekend and created some flourless brownies, which was good fun. I thought I would continue the way I did last week, and I thought I would start with my word of the day. So last week's word was cricket. Did you manage to put that into any sentences? This week, my word of the day is adventure, as I thought that would go nicely with the creation of some adventures that you might be able to do at home. Could you create an adventure by going camping in your living room? Could you go on an adventure and explore your garden or the local area? So an adventure is something such as an unusual or an exciting or a daring activity or experience. It could be a risky activity. And words that mean the same or synonyms could be something like escapade, or a phrase such as a wild and exciting undertaking. It could be a risk, or it could be taking chances or hazards or something dangerous. And then I thought I'd put my word adventure into two sentences. He went on an adventure to explore the jungle. And it was an adventure going down the river on a raft. So could you put the word adventure in a sentence and tell it to an adult that's watching this with you? Then I thought I would share with you my facts of the day today. I'm still carrying on with my animal themed facts, and this week I have two. Did you know an ostrich's eye is bigger than its whole brain? So can you imagine that? Your eye being bigger than your whole brain. I'm trying to picture an ostrich in my head, and I'm guessing that they must have quite big eyes. Can you picture an ostrich? What do you think their eyes must look like if they are bigger than their brain? Then my other fact for today is one I quite liked. A dog's nose is like a human fingerprint, unique to its owner. So every one of us has a fingerprint, and there's no person's fingerprint that's the same. So every person in the world has a different fingerprint. And apparently every dog's nose is different, just like a human fingerprint. I thought that was really interesting. So I thought I would share that with you. Then I also have my joke of the day. So Miss Archer's given me a joke book to help me. And so this came from Miss Archer's joke book. And again, carrying on with that animal theme, my joke is, why do bees have sticky hair? Why could bees have sticky hair? Because they use honeycombs. I thought that one was quite funny. Then probably one of my favourite bits is my clues about a book. And last week, if you remember, I told you about a tiger who came to tea. So this week, my clues came from a friend of mine called Seren, and she goes to reception in a school a little bit away from us. And she watched my video last week and she came up with these clues. So the first clue, and this is why I quite liked these clues, was that this book has a teacher in it. And I thought at the moment, all of your people you are living at home with are becoming teachers for you, as well as you're having to learn at home and you're having to learn from your teachers who are sending out work. So I thought that that was a great clue because there's lots of books out there with teachers in it. So can you think of some? What books do you know have teachers in them? They don't have to be human teachers. So my second clue, it has lots of flying. And I love the idea of books with flying in them. So your first clue is it's a book that has a teacher in it. And your second clue is it's a book about flying. Have you worked it out yet? So your third clue, and I think this will give it away, it has lots of dragons in it. So can you think of a book that's got a teacher that involves lots of flying and has dragons in it? Have you guessed it? I I think you might have done. So I love this book, and I know I've read it a few times in story time in school. And this book is Zog by Julia Donaldson. And there's Zog there. And I borrowed that book from Miss Dean's classroom. And Mrs. Dean's even lent me her little real dragon so that I could show that to you as well. So if you have any thoughts on clues for books, please do send them in. And then finally, I wanted to share with you my thunk of the day. Now, if you remember, a thunk of the day is a question that makes you think. And there's no right and there's no wrong answers. You just have to think about why you think that's the answer. So last week, my question was, what colour is Saturday? And this produced lots of ideas for what you thought. So Maggie in Maple, she thought it was blue because she thought of the blue skies and playing football on the common with her friends, which I'm sure she did before we all had to stay at home. And then Ida in Lime, she thought it was rainbow coloured on a Saturday because it's a happy day, which I thought was a lovely thing. And then Mrs. M, she said that Saturdays made her think of Winnie the Pooh. And so for her, it was a yellow day because it was all about sun and smiles. And then Mrs. Boucher and Mrs. Norton, they both thought that Saturdays were a sky blue day. And Mrs. E and Mrs. Bozier, they all thought that Saturdays were a yellow day. So I hope you had fun talking about that at home. So I have a new one for you to have some thinking time. This is a would you rather thunk, and they're great because they give you two options and you have to think about which one you would prefer and why. So your thunk of the day today is, would you rather have wings or 4 legs? Would you rather have wings or 4 legs, and why? So have a think. Would you like wings? Or would you like 4 legs? Which would you prefer to have? So for me, I'd like to have wings. I'd love to be able to fly in the sky like a bird, soaring above everybody. I'd love to be able to soar and fly above some of the walks I've been doing recently and see nature from above the ground as it's all growing. And I'd love to be able to feel the wind in my hair and under my wings. So for me, I'd prefer to have wings. But what would you prefer and why? Do let me know. Well, that's it from me for this week. That was a tricky sentence to say. I really hope that you are doing well at home. Remember to listen to your adults. Remember to be kind to whoever you are living with. And we are missing you. Take care and see you soon. Bye.